I am Dr. Brant Larsen. Welcome to the video. We're talking about kidney dysfunction. Now, we don't typically think of kidneys, in our day-to-day life unless we get stones, unless we have a diabetic complication, something like that. But I see kidney dysfunction as one of the highest things on my radar every single day. So a lot of people's kidneys aren't working right, whether it's the testing I do in the office or whether we're running a lab test and looking at the kidney markers. Many people have early stage kidney dysfunction, and you don't want this. It's very, very important. So some of the functions of the kidneys are, number one, volume and pressure of body fluids. So keeping the right volume in the body of different fluids, so the blood, the lymphatic fluids, all the fluids that run through your body, the kidneys help to regulate the pressure and the volume of that. Number two, they actually filter the body fluids as well. Obviously, the output is urine, right? So we're filtering out the waste products and letting the good stuff go back in. So we have to constantly keep doing that. And anyone who knows anyone who is on dialysis understands how big of a job this is. It's amazing, the job. So dialysis is basically an external kidney in a machine outside of the person while they sit there for hours, whatever. I'm not even sure how long it takes, but they sit there for a long time. And they have to get all their blood through that and filter it out through an external kidney. And we have these little kidneys that are this big in our body, two of them, and they do the job wonderfully if we take care of them. The problem is that we're not taking care of them very well. So we get to some of the symptoms. The first one that I usually see is lower back pain. Now it just makes sense because if you have kidney stones, what do you have? Excruciating back pain right down in here. So people are constantly doing this and just hurting all the time because of stones. Now, that's like the biggest problem. But what about low-grade kidney infection or low-grade kidney inflammation or dysfunction? You don't think you couldn't have lower back pain as well? Chronic lower back pain. I've seen it time and time and time again. People are getting great chiropractic adjustments, or they're doing stretches or whatever, and they can't get rid of their lower back pain. And I'll analyze them, ask them some questions, do the exam. Sure enough, they have kidney issues. And if we help the body filter better, if we give the body the food and the minerals and the vitamins and the herbs it needs to do its job more appropriately and better, the lower back pain starts to go away. Because the same nerves that go to the kidney often go to the different muscles in the lower back area. So it's not that far of a stretch of the imagination to say, wow, I have lower back pain because my kidneys aren't working here. They're maybe working here, and stones would be down here. Number two is edema, so fluid backing up in the legs. Now there's other organs that can contribute to this as well. The heart is the other major one. So it could be heart, it could be kidneys, but fluid backing up, having that, pushing your finger in your lower leg and that big dent going in there, could be kidneys, because your kidneys aren't keeping up with demand of filtration and regulating body pressure of body fluid pressure and volume. Number three is fatigue. I think this is like on every different organ video that I do is fatigue. Heart can be in there, adrenal glands can be in there, obviously brain issues, thyroid gland as well, fatigue, even the spleen could contribute to that, but kidney as well. If you're not filtering poisons and toxins out of your body, you're going to get tired after a while. Number four is nausea. Again, nausea is on a lot of them. And again, if you're not filtering how you're supposed to, nausea could be a side effect of that. Abnormal blood pressure, because you remember, kidneys regulate body fluid, volume, and pressure. So most of the high blood pressure out there that is being diagnosed is considered idiopathic, meaning we don't know why you have high blood pressure. It's not just a constriction of arteries. It could be your adrenals are failing, causing secondary high blood pressure. Kidneys can also do that. So if they're not working how they're supposed to, if they're working at a lower level, abnormal blood pressure is another result of that. Number 6, blurry vision. Again, filtration. If that's not occurring at the level it should, vision can be altered. And number 7, urine output altered. So maybe you have more flow, maybe you have less flow. So a kidney dysfunction of, let's say, a kidney infection, it could be more flow because the body is trying to kick that stuff out of there and needs some help doing it. So output altered. Number 8, chills and fever. Think kidney infection again. So if you're getting chills and you're getting fever, obviously there's other areas of the body too, but one overlooked area sometimes initially is the kidneys. So when your kidneys are infected, which happens more often than people think, chills and fever. And number 9, the one that you don't want is stones. You do not want to be a stone former. If you're starting to form stones in your gallbladder, your kidneys, you can get them in the glands up in the parotid gland. There's other areas where you can form stones. If you're starting to form stones, your health is failing. Your mineral balance is off. There's a number of things that aren't working right. But pain, loss of appetite, sweating because you're activating that sympathetic nervous system, chills, fever, vomiting, all can come from having kidney stones. And again, you don't want to be having those. If you're having them consistently and constant, you need to figure out why you're having them. You need to reestablish your good health. But remember with kidneys, think lower back pain. Rule the kidneys out. Don't just constantly keep doing stretches and things like that. If you haven't injured yourself, think kidney. I always think kidney first. How are the kidneys doing? Because again, I see it on lab tests, certain kidney markers like creatinine and BUN. These markers show that the kidney function is starting to drop, is starting to not work as well. My website, drlarsen.com, if you want to learn more. Otherwise, watch some more videos. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy them. And I'll see you again on another video.